The rock is cold under his fingers, a granular reality in a world of dizzying emptiness. Kale, a climber of the Sky-Tooth clan, a link in the long chain of Homo erectus who have dared this ascent, presses his body flush against the canyon wall. Below him, the world is a blur of rust-colored stone and the distant green thread of the river. Above, there is only the unforgiving sun and the destination, the nesting ledges, the domain of gods and monsters. The wind pulls at him, a predator in its own right, seeking to pluck him from his precarious hold and send him tumbling into the silence. He does not look down. To look down is to invite the abyss into your mind. Tied to his wrist with a gut-string is the reason for this madness. It is a shard, no bigger than his thumb, blacker than basalt, sharper than any flint his people can nap. The last shard. He remembers the way it sliced through the thick hide of the young Triceratops moons ago. A clean, silent parting of flesh where their best stone spearheads had only skittered and bounced. Their ancient tools are failing them. The game is faster. Their hides tougher. Hunger has become a constant companion in the clan's cave, a gnawing presence that the old ways can no longer keep at bay. This climb is not for glory. It is for survival. It is a tithe the clan pays to the giants of the air, a history of brave climbers etched into the very rock, a cornerstone of their unique branch of hominid history. A shadow falls over him. It does not pass quickly like a cloud. It arrives and stays, a sudden, chilling eclipse that swallows the canyon in a deep, unsettling twilight. Kale freezes, his muscles locking into place. He knows the shape of that shadow. He has studied it from the safety of the plains. A distant, elegant cross in the sky. Up close. It is a tear in the fabric of the world. He forces his head to turn, a slow, terrified millimeter at a time, and looks up. The head of the Quetzalcoatlus blots out the sun. It is a living mountain of bone, muscle, and keratin, its neck a serpent of scaled flesh. Its eye a pitiless amber jewel the size of his fist. It is not looking at him, not yet. It is simply gliding on the updrafts, a silent monarch surveying its kingdom. The sheer scale is something the mind cannot truly hold. It can only be experienced as a primal wave of terror that cowers away all thought. He can smell the creature dry, dusty scent of reptile and old blood. I faint. Rattling hiss, like stone shaken in a gourd, drifts down on the wind. Kel presses himself flat against the stone, a prayer trapped in his throat, and waits for the sky to fall. The shadow moves on, a fleeting reprieve that allows K-less lungs to draw air once more. The terror remains, a cold stone in his gut, but it is now a familiar weight. He resumes his climb, his movements economical, fueled by a desperation that overrides the fire in his muscles. This is the raw, unblinking face of prehistoric life, a brutal test of the survival skills passed down through generations of climbers who gambled their existence against these living mountains. The final handhold is a sharp, unforgiving ledge, with a final, agonizing pull. He hauls his strained body over the precipice and lies flat, gasping on the windswept platform of the gods. He has arrived. The ledges are wide, desolate shelf littered with the detritus of giants. Nests, each the size of a hunter's hut, are woven from immense branches and the sun-bleached bones of their prey. The air is thick with the acrid stench of guano and something else, a faint, metallic odor of blood. He is an intruder in a nursery of titans. 20 paces away, a parenthesi HDR chid stands sentinel over its single, downy chid. The parent is immense, its folded wings like leathery sails, its head a spear point against the sky. Its movements are slow, deliberate, each turn of its neck a study in lethal grace. He is a student of living paleontology, observing a creature that should not exist, a being whose very presence defies the small, scurrying world of ancient humans. And there, scattered near the nest's edge, lies the prize, gleaming fragments of keratinous beak, shed as the creature's immense bill grows. They look like shards of polished night, impossibly sharp, priceless. They are the key to his clan's future. The difference between a clean kill and a broken spear, between a full belly and the slow starvation. But to reach them, he must cross the open ground. He must move under the watchful eye of a predator that can swallow him whole. Kale's mind races, sifting through the observations of a lifetime. He notes the direction of the wind, the parent's rhythmic scans of the horizon, the way it occasionally dips its head to nuzzle its ungainly chick. A plan, born of terror and necessity, begins to form. He waits for the parent to turn its head away, towards the vast emptiness of the canyon. Then he moves. He is not a man now, but a lizard, a shadow, flowing over the rock with a silence born from absolute fear. Each step is a calculation. He places his feet on solid stone, avoiding loose pebbles that would betray him. The parent clatters its beak, a sound like great stones striking one another, and Kale freezes mid-minor stride, his body becoming one with the rock. The creature's amber eye, devoid of malice but filled with an ancient emptiness, sweeps across his position. He does not breathe. For a heartbeat that stretches into an eternity, their worlds connect. The hunter and the hunted, the god and the insect. Then, the great head turns back to its chick. The moment passes. The breath he was holding hisses from his lungs. He has survived the gaze. He is close now. His fingers tremble as he reaches for the first shard. His fingers close around the shard. It is cool to the touch, its edge singing with a lethal promise. He slips it into the small leather pouch at his hip and reaches for another. He is not greedy. He takes only 3, a trinity of survival, enough to last the clan through the next long season. As his hand closes on the 3rd piece, the downy chick lets out a high minor pitched, warbling cry. It is a sound of infantile distress, a noise that cuts through the wind and straight into the parent's sentient brain. The great head snaps around. The amber eye fixes on Kale. The moment of silent observation is over. The insect has been seen. There is no thought, only instinct. Kale scrambles backward, his hands finding the edge of the precipice. The Quetzalcoatlus lets out a deafening hiss, a sound like a landslide, and unfurls its wings. The sheer scale of its wingspan is a physical blow, a sudden, terrifying blotting out of the sky. He does not wait. He throws himself over the side, his hands slapping against the familiar cold rock, his feet finding purchase on a ledge that is barely there. Above him, a sound like tearing thunder fills the world as the pterosaur launches itself into the air. He is no longer climbing. He is falling with purpose. His descent is a controlled plummet, a desperate dance with gravity, sacrificing skin and blood for speed. A shadow engulfs him again, but this time it is moving, hunting. The wind from the creature's downstroke is a physical force, trying to peel him from the wall. Small rocks, dislodged by the beast's talons scraping the cliff edge above, rain down around him. One strikes his shoulder, a numbing, white minus hot flash of pain. He grits his teeth, his grip tightening. He can hear it circling, its piercing cry echoing through the canyon. A declaration of trespass and fury. This is the primal reality of the prehistoric world, a place where the sky itself is a hunting ground. A truth that would chill the blood of any narrator of a future dinosaur documentary. His carefully developed primitive technology is useless here. Only his nerve and the strength of his hominid fingers matter. The pouch containing the sky minus stones binds against his hip. A constant, painful reminder of what is at stake. He risks a glance downwards. The ground is still a lifetime away. The journey up was a prayer. The journey down is a scream. He reaches the final stretch, his body a single, screaming nerve of agony and exhaustion. He lets go, dropping the last 20 feet and landing in a brutal, bone-minus jarring heap on the rocky ground of the canyon floor. He lies there, gasping, the coppery taste of blood in his mouth, the pain in his shoulder as a deep, insistent throb. Slowly, shakily, he pushes himself up and looks to the sky. The Quetzalcoatlus circles once more, a majestic silhouette over age. Before turning and gliding back towards its ledge, it will not follow him to the ground. This is not its domain. Kale fumbles with the pouch. His fingers, raw and bleeding, pull out one of the shards. He holds it up, and in the harsh sunlight, its razor edge glints. A slither of captured night. He has paid the tithe. He has stolen from the gods and survived. He has brought the future home. This is how our story begins, not with a king claiming a throne, but with a desperate creature, a link in the long chain of early humans, clinging to a rock face, stealing the tools of survival from the mouths of monsters. Kale's brutal climb is more than a single act of courage. It is a microcosm of the entire saga of human evolution. It is the moment a thinking mind refuses to accept its designated place as prey, by recognizing the value in the cast-minus-off pieces of a giant, by having the audacity to take them. The Sky-Tooth clan makes a profound statement: our weakness will be our strength. Our intellect will be our claw. These shards of beak are not just tools. They are the physical manifestation of foresight. The birth of a technology based not on what can be broken from the earth, but on what can be taken from the sky. This is the quiet, bloody dawn of our species' defiance. A promise whispered in a canyon of giants that we will not just survive. We will adapt. We will scavenge. We will steal. And we will one day inherit this terrifying, beautiful world. And one must wonder, when we look back across the unimaginable gulf of time, was it our hands that shaped the tools? Or was it the terror of the dinosaurs that shaped our hands? In the heart of the unforgiving past, survival is the only truth, and courage is the only prayer. But the sky was not the only place the old gods dwelled.